Art of Technology 5.0, please, you need to give yourself a round of applause. A resounding round of applause. You can see every year is getting bigger, bolder, and better. Let us give a round of applause for all of you, the organizers, Ministry of Innovation, Science, and Technology. Thank you very much, our Honorable Minister, Dr. Bosun Tijani. He's one of us. He's Agege mate. He's Yaba enabled. He's a Lagos boy. And we're indeed happy that we're donating it to Abuja. Thank you very much. Please let's give him a round of applause. And to all of our partners, I want to thank you very much for coming. Kunle, thank you very much for the great things you're doing. You're not the only one in your entire industry. Don't worry, I'm still going to come to that your place off Allen. I'll still come. I'm making it a public announcement. Because indeed, we're excited with what we're seeing. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day, what a moment, what a time. It's another Art of Technology 5.0. And I'm indeed excited and happy that all of you can be here with us together again. And with the theme, the creative economy and a digital Lagos. What a moment. You know, coming into this place this morning and seeing the very large audience that have turned out, I know that is indeed going to be an exciting 1 and 2 days for us. And so I'm happy that the 5.0 in our series of the Arts Conference Technology is taking place here. I want to say that year on year, we're challenging ourselves to even make it bigger and better than what it has been. It is usually a gathering that serves as a melting point for visionaries, for innovators, and leaders that are committed to propelling Lagos into the digital future. I see that future, and I believe that the ecosystem is also wrapped to see that future. My gratitude extends to all the organizers, to the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, the Co-Innovation Center, and of course, everybody in the creative mind. You can see all of the statistics there. You know, globally, we're doing more than 2 trillion, but indeed, in Africa, it's just, you know, a dot. We're far from it. We are really, really, really far from it. And globally, they say that industry employs over 50 million people. This year, as we convey under the theme Creative Economy and a Digital Lagos, a reflection of our dedication to a transformative journey where the fusion of technology and the artistic expression propels us into a global innovative hub, reshaping the economic landscape of Lagos. The creative industry and the creative economy contributes, like you've seen, only 6.1% of the global gross domestic product, and about 2 to 7% of national GDPs around the world. According to the estimates, about 2 trillion is what accounts for about 50 million jobs worldwide. And about half of this workforce, I'm told, are women. By 2025, we should have about 2.7 million jobs here in Nigeria. And we're looking at a growth of about 5 trillion to the country's GDP. Right? These are big numbers that indeed we need to be able to work towards and achieving. But I think the most important part of the statistics is about the age bracket. More than half of that population, in fact about 70% of that population, are within the ages of 16 and 35. And you can see that indeed that is the future. And I'm happy that the demography that we'll also have here reflects a lot of people that are under 40, you know, than beyond 40 like myself. And I want to thank all of you for coming out here today. So let's give yourselves a round of applause. And from that industry, the television and visual arts, I'm told, makes the largest of it in the creative zone. Whilst visual arts and music are the largest industries in terms of employment. In the Nigerian context, the Nigerian creative industry is positioned as one of the country's largest employer of labor and the potential of even doing more, which is almost 2.7 million by 2025. And additionally, to create business, it is set to be able to generate about 5 trillion that I mentioned. The study also finds that the creative industry employs about 4.2 million across all the 5 sectors. And the sectors are in media, in entertainment, in beauty and fashion, in visual arts, as well as tourism and hospitality. Furthermore, its position at the forefront of our digital era, our steadfast dedication to innovation has earned us a global acclaimed. If you never come Lagos, you never go anywhere. And if you never come into Yaba and all of the creative places that we are just starting. And so it is not just by chance that Lagos is seen, and it has earned that it is Africa's foremost fashion and creative hub. It is no doubt. Not just a fashion and Africa's foremost fashion and creative hub, is also the Africa's startup capital in the continent. So Lagos deserves all of the applause that it has right now. The music industry, indeed, you can begin to see. We're not just, the hub, we're the fashion, the creative hub, the music industry, and, we're doing about 2 billion now. With technology, we believe that indeed can go up by over 500%. And you've seen achievements in that industry. You've seen our artists receiving prestigious awards, including the Grammy Award and the purifications of international streaming services, which has certainly attested to the vibrancy that we have in this industry. The transformative impact of technology on Lagos developmental program is certainly profound. Over the past decade, technologies has propelled a remarkable 500% increase in productivity across the pivotal sectors, ranging from agriculture to manufacturing. Our Startup City initiative has also not only enhanced the efficiency of the public service, but have also significantly elevated the overall quality that we see from our various residents. And I think it was the commissioner that had mentioned it earlier, to say that some of the people that were supported in the last 2-3 years in the tech startups, not only have they gone up to become patent, but indeed they are becoming startup leaders in all of their choosing profession. We have seen, we have seen patent being coming out of medicine, we're seeing patent being coming out of agri startups, and we're seeing patent being coming out from also the payments systems. But in all of this, the journey is not without formidable challenges. And I'm sure Kunle Folawiyo had enumerated here this morning some of the challenges that we all see in that industry. And everybody has mentioned it. Issues around piracy present a significant and a substantial threat into the creative economy. Recent data highlights a significant portion of the creative content falling victims of piracy, which results in substantial economic losses annually for all of you, the creative minds. And I think Tubosu mentioned that we're doing everything to ensure that we can scale up, we can scale up the regulation, and our ability to be able to track and discourage people that are stealing from you and are just generally just doing cut and paste. It is imperative that we tackle this issue collaboratively. It's when all of us work together, from the federal government that is here, represented by the Honorable Minister himself, to all of us at the state level, and to all of you practitioners, that when we work together, we will be able to implement measures that will safeguard your intellectual property and cultivate an environment where creativity is not only protected, but also flourishes. And so you can see privacy present a substantial, a significant threat into that market. And we cannot fold our hands, certainly not as a government, and not do anything about it. And so the Legacy Initiative for Creative Industry, we have looked at 4 different areas. We've looked at investment in infrastructure and technology. Currently, and we're still expecting additional support from federal government. Currently, where we've done about halfway of our 6,000 kilometer metro fiber duct connectivity, where we want to have fiber connectivity in almost every part, of the state. You can imagine what that will do, in terms of your content and in terms of your access, in the social media space, and just generally what that will do. Like I said, we've completed 50% of that. We also have the Lagos Film City, which we just, about 2 months ago, we did a groundbreaking ceremony. This is, at first start, it's a $100 million project that will be executed on a PPP model. The Lagos Film City, you can clap. The Lagos Film City is conceived as a comprehensive entertainment industry campus and film lot. It will take, credence from the likes of Universal Studios in Hollywood, and the facility will provide not only living and working spaces for filmmakers, for writers, for musicians, for marketing professionals, and all industry personnel, fostering the realization of the creative idea. It won't be far from what Kule Afalan was showing us, but we'll probably just do it bigger, bolder, and better. We will collaborate. We will ensure that we're not far from the reality. We'll create, an engagement with you where, your people in your industry they don't need to go to South Africa for sound check. They don't need to go to outside the country to go and check, the content and the output of. That's all what we want to bring in, back into our own space here and be able to do all of these things here. All of our musicians, they don't need to begin to go and, recheck their videos or something. Once we have, a campus like this, it becomes a place where all of you can see as a pride. It must also have a university content. Kunle and all of us are doing so many things, are training and retraining and training and retraining, but we must have a location where, all of you in this place can call home and you can see. So we envision that it will be an industry hub for also tourist destination. So the Film City will feature fully equipped, state-of-the-art sounds, stages, workshops, films, and everything around the creative industry. Some of you were part of us at the groundbreaking ceremony. It's a 100-hectare piece of land, and we're committed. We're pushing to ensure that before the end of our administration, we'll begin to see a lot of verticals there, and it can become something that will be useful for us. We're also ensuring that we'll have a museum which will commemorate, I think Mr. Afalayan also shown it. We must be able to depict the history behind Nollywood, how it all started, and we must be able to showcase that we didn't get here just in one day. So the city will have all of the trappings, where you can have commercial real estate engagement and all of it. The incorporation of all of this will ensure that it becomes a destination of choice. We also want to collaborate with the World Intellectual Property Rights. We cannot just be given lip service to issues around piracy and people that are stealing from this industry. So I'm told that we have to identify and work with the World Intellectual Property Organization under the leadership of Dr. Moody. The collaboration is aimed to establish a robust framework for enforcing copyright laws. once we're getting to this stage, we need to be able to do it globally, how it's being done everywhere in the world. And I mean, we believe that from enforcing these copyright laws, it will help to simplify the process for artists, for writers, for musicians, and other people in the creative minds to safeguard their work. And I mean, that's it, to be able to safeguard your work and be sure that indeed all of your sweat and all of your very creative minds will go, will not go unnoticed. This initiative will not only ensure a fair compensation for creators, but also enhances and appeal for investment and collaboration. And so it's once you see that we can reduce all of these things, the collaborators that Mr. Falana was talking about, the investors that Mr. Alake was talking about, the engagement that the Honorable Minister was talking about, that's when, everything will begin to come together and we can indeed secure, our intellectual environment. We can secure it very, very well. I think the fourth thing that we also want to do is to attempt to increase our intervention, with our Lagos State Science and Research cohort in the creative economy. We're not doing enough numbers. We need to be able to double and triple this number in the next, 12 to 24 months. So my challenge to all of you is to be able to work with us so that we can move from these paltry numbers of 60 and 70 startups and this small amount that is less than $1 million. We can indeed grow this in leaps and bounds. And there are grants, there are grants that we just want you to see government as an enabler. We want you to see government as a supporter of this industry. All you need to do is to wear your creative mind, is to think out of the box, and to be able to engage us. And that's what we're here for, to be able to support you. The first 2 million or 5 million that will help you even be able to scale. We can give it to you. We can support you. We can enable that to happen, We can enable it to happen. And we'll have credible men on that research center that can indeed make it happen. But in the last couple of years too, we, like Mr. Falana have also done, we have also worked, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We have worked with people that are already in the industry, that are training people. Ogidi Studios, for example, we've trained almost 2,000 with them. The African Film Academy, which is run by late Miss Peace Ayam, we've trained a couple of thousands as well. The Ebony Life Creative Studio, we've also trained thousands of people. The Del York, Film Academy, we've trained thousands and thousands of people. So these are all 4 institutions that are in your industry that we're giving them grants so that they can train you more. They can train a lot more people coming out, from university, people that just want to get into this space. And these are some of the things that we believe that government needs to do to be able to enable, and push, all of the conversations in this industry. And we want to do more. Like I said, we want to do a lot more. Tuboso had mentioned that our innovation bill must be passed within the first quarter or so next year. The federal government, we're taking a note from what we have, at the federal level to ensure that we can domesticate it, intentionally in Lagos, and it can be a working document. It can be a working bill that will not be adverse, we're not just sitting back and throwing a bill at you. A bill that will work, what you want and how you want it. What are the things that you want in this bill are the things that we're finalizing. And so with our House of Assembly, we'll seek to facilitate, this innovative bill so that we will know what are the rules of engagement. You as a tech startups or you as a player in the creative industry, so that a lot more people can be employed, opportunities are being created, and we can see a lot more research and funding going into R&Ds. I think these are some of the things that we as a government needs to begin to do. I'm not going to crowd your space. I just want to come in here and wish you well and let the engagement start. Tubo also has assured me that between today and tomorrow, investors will come out here, and so both startups and investors, we need to be able to create that ecosystem for you guys to handshake. It shouldn't just be a talk. You all should come here, living here, believing that you have seen a potential investor. You've been able to make a pitch as into what your ideas and what your minds and what the things are. And the platform and the portal that Tubosun also talks to. Try and go there so that you can further engage yourselves. You don't need to go to things, or you don't need to recreate what others have recreated. You know, you just need to be able to think, globally and act locally. You just need to be able to know what are the things or where are the places you need to go to, so that you don't need to, You don't need to waste your time trying to reinvent what has been invented. If you go on the platform, like I said, I'm sure you can see a lot of collaborative efforts, and you can begin, to design things that can work for you. And so in conclusion, our journey towards a digital Lagos is propelled by a creative economy, which is backed by robust figures and data that we see. We believe it's a collective endeavor that requires synergy of government, that's why we're here, industry players like yourself, people in the academia, civil society, big industry players like Huawei. We can build a future where innovation knows no bound, where creativity flourishes, and where the digital heartbeat of Lagos resonates across the globe. I believe this, for me, will be the takeaway, will be the things that all of you that have come out here, say to yourself that you need to live, today, tomorrow, with a tangible resource that you can take back. I want to thank you, and I trust that the discussion that this conference will initiate, along with the resulting outcomes, will certainly pave the way for a threefold increase in the value that the creative ecosystem has. We believe that when we work together collaboratively, we actually can quadruple and triple what we're currently doing. And with the likes of Dr. Tijani as a minister in that space, with the kind of things that we see, Mr. Asiki are doing, and all of you that I cannot make out your names here, Kunle, we can leapfrog this industry. We can take this industry 3-4 folds in less than 12 months. And that's a commitment that I want to live with you. I want you to live here reassured that when we come, and we'll review what we've done with Art of Technology 5.0, by the time we're doing 6.0, we all can beat our chest and say that in the creative industry, in the innovative industry, Lagos State has been a strong enabler. The federal government has created the opportunity for us, and we industry players have seized and utilized the opportunity that has been created so that we can indeed build an economy and build an ecosystem that all of us will be truly, truly, truly proud of. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that the engagement will start right away. Thank you.